What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again, coming at you with another video for Skylanders Ring of Heroes. In today's video, I'm super excited to share with you guys my newest C4 team that I built utilizing no heroic or legendary Skylanders. So I'm really excited because this is a free-to-play team. Now, keep in mind, while I was a player from the past, right, I did get some compensation, but nevertheless, these are free-to-play obtainable units that you can utilize in order to get your 3-star clear and start farming 4-star ethers. So let's go ahead and run this team. And we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about how I was able to get the clear. Now, I think the biggest tip that I want to drop for you all is when we're getting into those stages that you have to, a little bit of a challenge and you want to get the 3-star clear so you can auto it, you're going to have to manual it. As much as I want to say, hey, we can go ahead and focus on the auto. Yeah, no, we can't do this in this one. As far as this first stage go, there's really nothing to focus on here. As far as these two type of, targets and whatnot, nothing crazy. We got a heal break on this magic guy. And then of course the other one's a defense breaker, but none of them hit too hard. None of them slow you down. You really don't have to focus on that one all too much here. However, on the second stage, the unit that I want to focus on is this shield breaker, or sorry, this unit right here, this big Cyclops. This Cyclops here provides a shield for the party. That's going to be slowing you down if you don't get them killed prior to. So I definitely recommend targeting that one, focusing it down so you can get the job done here. Now, mind you, even though I'm autoing right now and you see my, flash wing, throwing in the heals and all that jazz, I personally would try to recommend just utilize as much damage skills as possible and only utilizing your heal when you absolutely need it. The cool thing about this is that I have the Portamaster that is set up for a shield after 36 turns. So if you guys get that set up here, that's going to provide you a little bit of support, a little bit of shield when things kind of get a little crazy, right? In addition to that, I think the biggest thing that really catapulted my progression here is obviously making sure that I'm getting the skill ups on my units, but more importantly, getting the endurance down on the party and utilizing units that have knockdown abilities. So as you guys remember from the previous videos, I was running a Stormblade in the leader skill, but I swapped that out for the Eruptor. While Stormblade is very, very good, very strong unit, a lot of AoE damage or whatnot here. Once I get to the boss, the Stormblade really didn't help me out too much. Basically, what I was getting was just the universal leader skill, but I took that leader skill away and sacrificed it for some, big, heavy damage coming in from Eruptor. Eruptor, again, providing that defense break, the knockdown ability, and of course, the high endurance break here from this skill 2 here. Again, getting it on a 2-turn cooldown after you have it maxed out here. So we also have the evasion as well, which is really, really nice. And then between the second skill on Eruptor, the first skill on Boomer, and then of course the first skill on Stealth Elf, we have plenty of knockdown abilities to go ahead and take this unit down and slow him down from his DPS. So it was really, it wasn't too bad, guys. My equipment here, after I show this, I think you guys are going to be surprised as to see it because it's nothing too crazy here. But the biggest thing is that a lot of high endurance abilities, a couple of knockdown abilities, and of course max skill ups. Focusing on the skills, upgrading the skills that absolutely helps you out here. The abilities to be able to reduce the cooldowns on your skills is without question one of the biggest things to do. Obviously, bringing up the activation rate on specific skills as well is great, but reducing the cooldown so I can cycle my skills quite a bit more, that really helped me out. So taking a look at my units right here. This is my Flash Wing. We're sitting at 33k battle power here. We do have her transcended all the way, super boosted all the way, and we did invest into the first 2 abilities here. Okay, the first ability, of course, bringing in that resistance break, the defense down, and then we got the AoE heal. These are very, very important. Skill 3 though, not as important. I wouldn't focus on this one if you are limited on your skill ups here. Boomer's a great unit as well. This is one of the units that I had to build because of my previous experience from the original Skylanders. While it's definitely not the same Boomer as before, I still think it does a fantastic job because, again, it has that knockdown ability that I'm looking for. It has a resistance down so I can make sure I land my defense breaks from the other units. And of course, it has the explosion to drop the bomb here. And the cool thing about the new 2020 Boomer is that we have a passive ability that provides additional bombs if this one gets evaded. So this might be something where I enchant like an evasion set or something like that, so I can get a little bit more value out of this, because I feel like the boss, with all the AoE attacks that are coming my way, if I can evade those attacks every so often, that's just free damage that I can obtain over time here. Then on the next one that I just recently started focusing on is Stealth Elf. Stealth Elf, again, a fantastic unit, heavy damage dealer, providing the poisons, the knockdown, and of course the evasion rate as well. We also have a nice hard-hitting ability as well here. But the cool thing about Stealth Elf is this skill number 3 perfect stealth. This all used to be just a critical rate buff, but now in the 2020 version, once you upgrade it, you get an attack buff here. You get a little bit of bonus on that, on the attack buff and the critical rate buff up, and this will last for 3 turns when you get it maxed out here. So really, really nice, given the fact that if the attack target is in break or knockdown status, this is a lot of potential here when you knock it down, right? So what I did was I obviously cycled my abilities from Boomer and Eruptor, making sure that I utilize those skills to get him into the break or knockdown status, and then I try to hold off on utilizing Stealth Elf so that once he was in the break or knockdown status, I had that passive kick in, so I had the attack buff and the critical rate buff, so I can do a ton of damage between these 2 skills here. So that's the combo that I like to recommend, leading in with those Stealth Elf and Boomer attacks here. Boomer and Eruptor, getting the endurance down, and then making sure that your Stealth Elf skills are on cooldown, because once you get in a knockdown status, you will have this attack up, the critical rate up, and you'll be able to do a ton of damage here. Last but not least, Igniter. Again, Igniter really was the MVP in this spot. The high endurance ability from the second skill, Tremendous Collision, is without question one of the strongest skills in my lineup here. 2-turn cooldown with a 4-turn endurance down. I got so many more knockdown breaks because of this skill right here. So definitely highly recommend you to max it out, because if you don't max it out, you will have a higher cooldown time as well as a lower cooldown on the endurance. You'll have 3 endurance down and a 3 cooldown time on this one. The second skill, the third skill, these are number 1, number 2, right, that you want to do. This one here, it's nice because it obviously adds a little bit of damage, but these 2 here are going to be the ones that are most important, because these 2 here are the ones that set up, that enable the remaining your remaining units here to, like I said, have the high endurance set up here, and of course with the evasion and the defense down, setting up to do more damage with this one here. So that is pretty much it, guys. These are my 4 units that I incorporated in this lineup. Once again, it is a free-to-play team. This is something that you guys can eventually get to. Take note that the majority of these units are super boosted. The majority of these units do have some bonuses in Transcendence, so make sure that you guys take advantage of the resources that you have, a limited amount of resources that you have, and go ahead and focus in on these specific units so that you guys can improve your composition. So that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish at ChildishPlays. Check it out. Take care, and we will see you all in the next one. I'm out.